Hey, what's up everyone? This is the second tutorial on JavaScript. Last time we left off, we done this. Worked with variables, the while loop, console.log, string, and a condition, the if statement. So this time I thought we'd work with the for loop. It's a lot like the while loop. For. In the for loop, you declare a variable. So we say I equals 0. Then you put a condition. I is less than some number. And then you iterate I. Curly braces. You could also do just like we did above. Say I equals I plus 1. Same thing. I thought the best way to do this would be to actually do something graphical. So let's go ahead, go to JSFiddle. And let's have a div. This is HTML box, and this is CSS over here. Oops. Sometimes I don't like autocomplete. If you don't know what's going on, don't worry about it. I'm just doing this so you can actually see what's happening. So now if we run this, we should get a red box. We'll use a loop to move this box. You can actually see variables in action. Now you don't have to worry about this stuff right here. Create a variable. And we're going to change the style on the variable. Like I said, don't worry about any of this right now. So all that we really did is we basically grabbed a handle on this box so that we can do things with it. And let's create our variables again. We had my var equals say 400. We don't need an iterator because we are going to use a for loop. So for var I equals 0, or we do need an iterator, it just needs to be declared right here. Then we have our condition in the center, I is less than my var, and we know that my var equals 400. And oops, that a semicolon or a colon? Can't see. I plus plus, just a little shortcut to saying I equals I plus 1. And while this happens, we'll just say I. Let me explain to you what's going on. I grabbed a handle on this object, created a variable that equals 400. So the program came down to this for loop. It's going to cause some repetition. Starts at 0. I equals 0. While I is less than 400, this loop will continue going over and over again. I++. Now this box is going to move 1 pixel at a time over, but it's going to do it extremely fast. I'm going to run this. Boom, it's over here. Now if you actually want to see that in action, we'll need a function. Call a function moveBox. Move box. And don't worry about this right here. But all it does is it calls a function every so many milliseconds. So let's do this at every 50 milliseconds. So this function is a little bit like a loop, because this set interval will keep calling it, but it'll do a little more slowly than that for loop, so it'll let us see what's going on. And no, it won't, because something broke. What do we got? Set interval. We have the name of the function, moveBox. Everything looks good. 50 milliseconds. Is that a semicolon? Yeah. moveBox. Box.style, margin left. Ah, here we go. Our iterator no longer exists, so let's declare it out here. You're basically doing the same thing we did in the loop. And now the box moves. And it'll move forever because there is no longer the condition that stops it here. But we can create that just as if it was a loop. If I is less than my var, only then will we add 1 to the variable. So now this box will stop over here somewhere. So once again, grabbing a handle on the box, creating a variable 400 that we're going to use in a condition. We have our iterator, starts at 0. Instead of a loop, we're using a function. This is the keyword function. Moves the box. The function only executes when it's called by something. In this case, it's being called by set interval. Otherwise, it would look like something like this: move box, and that would call it once. Set interval calls it every so many milliseconds. So what we just created basically was a slow motion for loop. I don't know if there's anything else I should cover in this tutorial. So I guess the thing to pay attention to is here is our true or false statement again, as we looked at last time. Covered the for loop, which has basically has 3 pieces. So you have the for loop that has a keyword for. Inside the braces, you have a variable, something or other, equals something. It can be anything you want. It can be a negative number, it can be 0, it can be 100, doesn't matter. Then there's a condition. M has to be smaller or greater or equal to, never equal. That'll break the program. Say it equals true, and then you have to iterate the iterator. You have to add to the iterator. I hope that was clear. It's probably as clear as mud, but I did the best I can, and I think I'll stop this tutorial here. I'll see you guys next time.